If you love wisdom, put your mind up to the ceiling. Don't let it stay in the gutter. Don't let your heart get all cluttered. No, I did not stutter. Listen to all that I've muttered. Your life will only go well if you in wisdom or lovers.
If you're in love with wisdom, come inside.
Come inside. Come inside.
The truth will surely rescue you and I.
You and I. You and I.
If you're in love with wisdom, come inside.
Come inside. Come inside.
The truth will surely rescue you and I.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? And a very special and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. You are listening to For the Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets. And today is our special Father's Day edition. So we're giving you an extra episode this week to celebrate all the fathers out there. We're going to be discussing the wisdom of paternity. We're discussing the importance of a father's role in our lives and our response to that. More on that after this.
If you're in love with wisdom, come inside.
Come inside.
Happy Father's Day.
Hey, this is Brian Knight. I want to wish my father a wonderful Father's Day. Dad, you know, you've been awesome and amazing, man. I'm so proud to be your son, and I look forward to many more years.
Hey, you all fathers out there. This is Mr. G. Happy Father's Day, and enjoy it.
This is Antoine. Wishing my father, Mike Battle, a happy Father's Day. Thank you for everything, Dad. I am who I am because of you.
Happy Father's Day. Have a good day. You deserve it. It's your day.
Happy Father's Day. I mean, you guys, carried us for 9 months. Oh, wait, no, that's mothers. I mean, what do you guys do again? Happy Father's Day regardless. Go play golf.
Happy Father's Day. I hope it's the best one ever.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? You are listening to For the Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets. And today is our special edition of the program. As we are celebrating Father's Day, today we are discussing the wisdom of paternity. All right. So this is going to be a great episode, the wisdom of paternity. And I think that a lot of people are going to benefit from this. So before we get started, just as a reminder, the show is all about philosophy. Really, that's where we get the title of the show. The word philosophy literally means love of wisdom. Philo means love. Sophos means wisdom. That's the Greek word, philosophos, right? And that's where we get the title of the show. And that's what we're talking about today and every week. Just a couple days ago on For the Love of Wisdom, we discussed a topic that is definitely underrepresented, but absolutely essential as it is becoming more and more important, and that's the wisdom of ability. We had a conversation with Ricardo Andrews from Seek as we discussed individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities and how sometimes they're marginalized by that description, but how each of these individuals possess great abilities. And we need to be focusing on that rather than their disabilities. But if you missed that episode, it was actually a 2-part episode. So if you missed those 2 episodes, don't worry about it because they are available for free download on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, or Google Play Music. All right, so just go online and look up For the Love of Wisdom if you want to catch those previous episodes. And also, if you want to join today's conversation, you can definitely contribute by sending me a message on Twitter. You can send it to @LoveWisePodcast and just make sure that you put the hashtag For the Love of Wisdom. And yep, let's get into it. The wisdom of paternity. All right, so what does paternity mean? Okay, real quick. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines paternity as the quality or state of being a father. And it also gives us the definition, the state or fact of being the father of a particular child. All right, so that's pretty simple. Paternity basically is all about being a father to a child. Now, I want to start with a couple verses from the Bible that I think are applicable to this conversation today, which I think will get us off to a good start. The first one is from Psalm 127, verses 3 through 5. All right, and it says, "Behold, children are a heritage from the Lord, the fruit of the womb a reward. Like arrows in the hand of a warrior are the children of one's youth. Blessed is the man who fills his quiver with them. He shall not be put to shame. when he speaks with his enemies in the gate. All right. So that is talking about how children are a blessing. So to be a father is to be blessed. In Deuteronomy chapter 11, verses 19 and 20, it says, you shall teach them, speaking of the laws of God, basically, you shall teach them to your children, talking of them when you are sitting in your house, and when you are walking by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. And this is basically just talking about how wherever you go and in every situation, you should use all those as learning opportunities to impart wisdom to your children. Okay, today I have an extra special guest. I have my sister, Wendy Johnson, here with us. Hey, say what's going on, Wendy. Say hello to the listeners.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to my brother's podcast. He has a lot of great things to say. Thanks for having me, Jace.
All right, no problem. Yeah, thank you. So I thought that today we're discussing the wisdom of paternity, and we're just talking about the importance of fathers. And recently our father passed, and even though it's definitely a sad thing, he was a good father to us, and I think he had a lot of insights to share. And I really just wanted you to kind of share with the listeners, or talk about some of the wisdom that he was able to impart to you.
Okay, great. Yeah. So our dad was full of great advice. One of the things he always said was, why can't you benefit from my mistakes? So he was pretty open and honest about his own failures and good decisions and everything in between. And he gave a lot of great advice just about education, career, friendships, relationships, money, like all kinds of stuff.
Right.
But one thing that I guess applies pretty much across the board to any area of my life that I learned from my dad, and that's just to give people the benefit of the doubt. To not assume someone else's motives are wrong or mean or evil or sinister, but to really just give them the benefit of the doubt and let their own actions just declare what their motives are. That, I think, is awesome, because there's been plenty of times where I was starting to get upset with someone, or starting to be mad about something that I thought someone was trying to do. And when I thought about it, and I just prayed, and I just let myself calm down, and most of the times, 9 times out of 10, I found out that what I was thinking was not what they were trying to do, that their motives were not contrary to me or trying to do anything bad or take advantage or anything like that.
Right.
So that was, I don't know, I just found that a good overall bit of advice that I got from my dad.
Yeah, that is definitely great advice. That's something that we all should take heed to, because I think it would prevent us from going through a lot of maybe unnecessary hardship just because of having the wrong idea about people and their motives and stuff like that. So that's definitely really good. That's good insight. I appreciate you for joining us today and sharing that.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
And I just wish you a happy Father's Day to you too, Jace.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks. God bless. Bye-bye.
Right. Okay, Wendy, take care. I'm so glad that my sister was able to join us today. I think that she had some great insight to share, which was imparted to her from our father. And, I was just thinking about some of the great things that were imparted to me from our father. And I was just thinking about a time when I was actually contemplating dropping out of college. At that time, Kanye had just came out with the college dropout, and I was definitely on board with that. That was my line of thinking. This was when I was 18 years old. I had just started college. I was going to a community college, actually. And initially, when I started, I really didn't want to go to college. I was there mainly because I know that it was something that my father wanted me to do. And, I wanted him to be proud. But I knew that at that time, the college route really wasn't for me. I was focused mainly on entrepreneurship and being a musician, because at that time I was a full-time musician. I had no intentions of working a 9-to-5 job or going the traditional route of attending a university. So it was very hard for me being there. And one day I told him that I was planning on dropping out of college. And his initial reaction was, no, that's not a good idea. I don't think you should do that. But when he heard me out and he knew that I was serious about it, what he said was, okay, I understand that you don't want to go to college, but I need you to be able to explain to me how you're going to take care of yourself if you don't go to college. So what he asked me to do was, he said, I want you to write me a college essay, basically, APA format, all of that. He asked for like a 3 or 4 page paper describing to him my reasons for not continuing college and what I was going to do instead of going to college and how I was going to support myself. So I said, okay. I took him up on the challenge. I wrote the paper and typed it up, printed it out, and I presented it to him. All right. So he looked it over and he told me, he said, you know what? I think that you explained yourself very well and what you're going to do instead of college. And if that's what you want to do, I support you 100%. And I really appreciated that. I think that the way that he handled that was wise. Eventually, about 3 years later, I ended up enrolling myself in college, but it was my choice. And my dad gave me the opportunity to be able to make that decision on my own. I didn't feel like I was forced to do it or that I had to do it in order to make him happy. He said that he was proud of me no matter what. And he always supported me in my music. He would come to my shows. He would let people listen to my songs. And that was something that I really appreciated, something I'll never forget. And it definitely shows me how I should handle a situation like that if it ever comes up with my children. It's so important that we don't try so hard to push our own ideas or dreams on our children that they end up rebelling or doing the exact opposite, because that is what happens a lot of times. And I think one thing that my dad saw was I was determined to do that. And so he said, instead of being against that, let me show him that I support him and that I'm on board. And eventually he'll be able to make the right decisions. And, so eventually I did go to college. I did graduate, and he was proud of me for that. But the thing that I knew was he was proud of me regardless, whether I had gone to college or not. And that's very important. We're about to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to conclude by talking about what the Bible has to say about the wisdom of fatherhood or paternity. We'll be right back after this.
For the love of wisdom. For the love of wisdom.
For the love of wisdom.
For the love of wisdom.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is JC Johnson, host of the radio show For the Love of Wisdom. Join me on NorthCoastUnderground.com as we tackle the biggest topics of our day: sex, money, family, drugs, peace, God, wisdom. For the love of wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets.
Listen to For the Love of Wisdom Thursdays at 4 on NorthCoastUnderground.com.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You are listening to For the Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets. And before we conclude today's episode, I wanted to share some of what Proverbs has to say about fathers in relation to their children. All right. In Proverbs chapter 1, verse 8, it says, "Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching." That's some sound wisdom from a father to his son. Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the sinner's wealth is laid up for the righteous." And that's important, because whether it's a financial inheritance or even an inheritance of a wealth of knowledge, it's important that a father leaves that to his children. Proverbs 23 verse 22 says, "Listen to your father who gave you life, and do not despise your mother when she is old." Definitely some good wisdom right there. And then just a couple verses later, in chapter 23 verse 24, it says, "The father of the righteous will greatly rejoice. He who fathers a wise son will be glad in him." And that should be our endeavor as children, to be wise, because that's a great way for us to honor our fathers, and hopefully our children will do the same. In Proverbs chapter 3 verse 12, it says, "For the Lord reproves him who he loves, as a father the son in whom he delights." Right? So that's another good one right there, talking about how God sees us in relation to how a good father sees his children. And then this even talks about grandfathers here and grandchildren in Proverbs chapter 17, verse 6, where it says, grandchildren are the crown of the aged, and the glory of children is their fathers. Now, one thing that I really think that is important to share is that, there are some people that have strained relationships with their fathers, and Father's Day can be a very rough time of year because of that. Either people have fathers who have passed away, or they have fathers who are alive but are absent, and they've never really played an active role in their lives. So here's a couple verses for anyone in those situations that I think will encourage you. In Psalm 68, verse 5, it says that God is a father of the fatherless, and he is a protector of widows. Right? So it says God is a father of the fatherless, and a protector of widows is God in his holy habitation. And then in Psalm 27, verse 10, it says, though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me. And I think that that's very important, because whether you have a good relationship with your father or a bad relationship with your father, a promise from the word of God is that God will not only be a father to the fatherless, but he will receive us, right? And that is so important for those who feel rejected. We know that God will always receive us, and he will never reject us. And before we conclude the show, I think that it would be appropriate to share a poem that I actually wrote for my father after he passed away. He passed just a couple months ago in April, and I'd like to share that with you. Husband, father, son, brother, uncle, cousin, friend, doctor, colleague, fraternity brother, etc. On April 14th, you finished your curriculum coursework and you graduated, but no flipping of the tassel, no cap and gown needed, because as soon as you transcended, you were greeted and given a white robe of righteousness. Your hands were gifted, steadied by God himself as you worked with grace and patience. You never looked the gift horse in the mouth, only in the mouths of your patients. You were grateful for each day and treated it as a gift. All you wanted was for your children to be a reflection of every good thing you possessed, as well as all of the greatness that you earnestly anticipated. A good life is what you lived, despite origins of being confronted with all of the racial conflict the Sunshine State had to offer, daily motivated by a sense of purpose and still deep within by your parental units. It was all good just a week ago. Better yet, scratch that. It's better now, because now you're with the Lord of hosts. Every time your easy pass entered the toll road, you had an opportunity to touch more of the Lord's souls. I'm confronted daily with life's challenges, but I have a wealth of knowledge that's been passed down through the generations. Some people can only say, what would Jesus do? I'm fortunate to be able to say, what would my dad do? Along with my heavenly father, now my biological father is in heaven too. Your close friends remain close. You taught me only keep the real ones on your team. Your closest friends and family miss you. But even the haters have to hate the fact that one of the greats was taken so soon. You worked diligently all your life, only retired when your body made you, never yielded to limitations or gave in to the temptation of making excuses, only focused on providing for those that you love. The fruit of your labor will continue to feed those in need. R.I.P. No, it's not time to rest, but to rejoice in peace. I love you, Dad, and I will miss you. But I'm so glad that you lived a good life and now you're with God. So until we meet again, most definitely, I'm glad for the many times that I was able to celebrate Father's Day with you while you were here on the earth. And I hope that the life that I live is something that you will be proud of. That is the conclusion for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening to For the Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets. Next week, we're going to be talking about the wisdom of prosperity. And we have a special guest, Brian Nice, who's going to be joining us. You don't want to miss that. Check us out Thursday at 4 p.m. on northcoastunderground.com, where the underground starts with you.
Knowledge is power, power is money, and money makes the world go round.
Money, power, respect, I get it higher, learning, yeah, I'm winning. Only get better with time. time can get on my mind with wisdom. There's no limit. There's no limit. Get up and get it. Can achieve the impossible. Conquer every obstacle. Exhaustively grind and constantly push and do what they say I could. Life is what you make it. Knowledge is power, don't let them take it.
If you're in love with wisdom, come inside.
Come inside. Come inside.
The truth will surely rescue you and I.
You and I. You and I.
If you're in love with wisdom, come inside.
Come inside. Come inside.
The truth will surely